Well,
We're so prepared.
an absolute debacle to kick this one off. Add this one to the list of things to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
My mental health is deteriorating. Why? Because my equipment, for some reason, is different every time I walk into my own home studio.
I don't live here.
My God, what is happening? It's a little inside baseball. There you go. It's not even that far over. Drew, welcome him in. This is... Never mind. We're good. We're in. We're in there. What's going on, everybody? It is a lovely Wednesday evening here at the... I can't say the name of the studio. We're going to have to come up with a name to secretly say thank you. And that's what we'll do. We'll name our studio after them somehow.
I'm in.
The Three Brothers Studio or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe that's what we'll do.
Okay.
All right, because we'll get there in a minute, guys. I know it's completely vague to a lot of you guys. But welcome to Leave It at the Table. It's a lovely, lovely Wednesday night. We're going to have a great conversation tonight about a little mental health or lack thereof in some cases. We hope you guys are having an incredible Wednesday. We have a few things to go over. First of all, welcome back. First time on the couch, third time in the studio, Miss Danielle.
Glad to be back.
Welcome back. It's good to have you back. Drew and I need to start tonight by sending out a very, very special. What you got?
Acknowledging.
Oh, acknowledging our tribal chief. Now, Drew and I, on a real note, we've got to start tonight off by giving an anonymous thank you to somebody. He doesn't want any recognition. They don't want their names called out. They don't want their status, I guess, called out.
Their business thrown out.
Right.
There.
However, after we went off the air last Wednesday, Drew and I received a message from somebody wanting to support our show, wanted to support what we do here. And truthfully, when I called Drew right after we got that message, it was like two giddy kids on Christmas morning.
Oh, we couldn't form sentences. Like we would start a sentence and then just kind of go, is this real?
I to this day am like waiting on something to happen to make it not real. You know what I mean?
Like the other shoe to fall.
Yeah. It's so we received this message from somebody that wants to monetarily support the show, and when I use the word substantial, I don't mean like we're not talking seven figures, anything crazy, anything insane like that. But we're talking for a home studio that needs some upgrades. It's pretty substantial for us.
Yeah, we've had a lot of this same equipment since, what would you say, 2020?
2021, I think, is when we really started. It's when we got the Roadcaster for sure.
And it's obviously it's still good enough for what we're doing, but with where we want to go and what we want to do, this is going to make it a lot more helpful.
Yeah.
And it's going to allow us to have more fun nights like the smoothie challenge more often. Have more, because up until now, it's been 100% on me and Kyle. And there have been a couple things we've put on hold because we just couldn't budget it at that point in time.
Yep.
Because
it adds up, man.
Get this. Me and Kyle have our own families we have to tend to.
Isn't it crazy? What
so
a thought.
We're excited. We're excited to bring a new thing to you guys. And bring new, you'll see a great definition with better cameras.
Yep.
Better ideas. Well, I don't know if the ideas will get better. It's still just us two.
The ideas aren't bad.
Like you said last week, just two idiots just BSing it. It's still just gonna be us two idiots. But at the end of the day, it'll look better. It'll sound better. Hopefully, whatever Facebook has going on, they've got that figured out with skipping.
I mean, we have a few people watching on Facebook right now, so just to give some shout outs. Shelby checking in from the YouTube side said that Facebook was already skipping for her. I'm starting to think that might be a Shelby issue. However, we do love you. Hey, if you're a praying person, keep Shelby in your thoughts and prayers. If you're not a praying person, keep Shelby in your thoughts. If you're not a thinking person, you're watching the right show. Bo Green, shout out to Bo, saying hopes we have a wonderful day. Bo, by the way, didn't know this, old enough to have had his oldest kid graduate high school this past Monday.
Wow.
Insane.
Did not know that about Bo.
Insane.
You carry yourself very well for an old man, Bo. Greg Sutton hitting the come on. My lovely wife Rachel checking in over on the YouTube side of things. My boy Mitchell Price checking in on Facebook as well. See you soon, big dog.
We get to meet him.
Dude, like my battle buddy, like my best friend in the world. Like I cannot fucking wait for you to meet Mitchell Price on whenever it is this weekend. Like it's a dream come true for me. It's as stupid as that might sound. It's gonna be a dream come true. I wish Scott could be here, but Scott's going down to Central Florida this weekend.
Sunday. Let's
All right.
get together. My little brother will be in town.
Oh, Dawson too?
Yeah, and his wife, they're coming into town. They're driving down. It's last minute. They literally told us yesterday.
Hell yeah.
But they'll be driving down Thursday after work. So they'll be here probably Friday morning at like 2 a.m.
Hell yeah. Mitchell and his he'll be bringing his, I think, 12-year-old daughter with him up here. I haven't met her. Mitchell and I have been tight friends for like 8 years, and I still haven't met his daughter, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I haven't, before this past, no, we've been friends for much longer than that. I've been in the Army for 9 years. Mitchell and I have been very close friends for like 12, 13 years, and I haven't met his daughter. And
Mac.
shout out to Mac. Shout out Zay coming in. Zay will be over here Saturday giving me a little concrete estimate. Shout out Chef Ross as well. Got something to shout out for Chef Ross here in just a minute. Mac, of course, she included me this time. That made me,
Yeah.
She knew I was really upset by that probably. Like I cried that night.
I talked with her.
Thank you.
I got you back.
I cried that night. It really deteriorated my mental health, which I promise we'll get into eventually. So again, just to get back on track, just a final, maybe not a final, but for right now, just another thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And that's actually not the first time that Drew and I have been asked about how to support our show. So shamelessly, I'm going to throw this up here for you guys. If you ever wanting to support us, this is our Cash App tag. We now share the same Cash App for Leave It at the Table.
Anything counts, no matter how small, no matter how big. If you like, no, whatever, we'll take it.
I mean, if you send $10, that buys my half of the smoothie stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Every little bit goes a very long way, guys, and we appreciate everybody that has asked. And if you don't have to support us, you're supporting us just by being here in the comments tonight.
And sharing.
The post, which make sure you do that. If you're watching, hit the share button. Tell your friends about us. We want to get the word out that we're a real thing. Drew, we need to
and not a fake thing.
and not a fake thing.
I would hope we're a real. Hello, I am not AI. I have arrived.
AI could probably put on a better show than this. I have arrived.
Arrived.
No, it was just arrived. Not even you have arrived.
Just arrived.
So rehashing real quick, our 3 announcements from last week. Number 1, starting on June 12th, and I haven't put this on Facebook yet for a very specific reason, because people will not watch on Wednesdays until you can't post something like this until it's about to start.
Yeah.
So starting on June 12th, Leave It at the Table. We'll be moving to Thursday nights, which is going to encounter a small hitch that I didn't think about at first, but we'll work through it.
You texted me about that yesterday, and I had a day from good Lord hell.
Oh, we're going to get into it. Facebook keeps buffering for me.
Yo,
Oh, we all? Yes.
I think we all had a Tuesday.
We're going to get into Tuesday because, my goodness. So we'll be moving to Thursdays starting on June 12th. 2 weeks after that, June 26th, we're going to have our 1-year special. I would like to formally invite you to be a part of that, actually, because you've been on the show a couple of times. Now, you got to make a decision here because we're doing the Hot Ones Challenge again. And we're going from, we're going to buy the new box, which, by the way, will be supported by our new.
That one you sent me, the one you tagged me in, like the tropical one?
Amarillo.
Oh, my God. That looked amazing.
But it's like 7th on the heat scale, by the way. So it's going to be hot.
Well, as long as it has flavor, that's all I care about. If it has flavor, I'm good.
Most of them don't once you get to a certain point of that.
It just has that vinegar taste.
So Rachel was on YouTube, Facebook, and now it's on TikTok.
There we go. Hey, get that TikTok traction up. Spam that like button on TikTok. Good Lord. My dad checking in under my brother Tyler's YouTube tag, which shout out to Tyler Jackson Wright. My little brother graduating high school tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible.
Insane.
Must have been ripping
Yep.
smalts.
Super senior. Got a full beard. Got a
Super
tattoo.
senior?
Almost damn 20 years old. He ain't actually. He's not almost 20, but he is 19.
Man. Hey, he did it though.
And then our biggest announcement, though. We're still waiting on Drew for this.
Let's do the one that you wanted to do.
July? Or no, June.
June.
All right. June 28th. Not July 12th. We're going to get some invites out on Facebook now. I'll create the event page tonight. Starting on June 28th. Not starting on June 28th. We're going to have Fan Appreciation Day. And we're going to have a little cookout here at the house. Danielle said she will come and she'll bring her. I told her to bring her dad because he loves us. He supports us. He watches us.
And we want to see him in the movie Spaceballs.
I would love. And also, you told me something about your dad earlier that I need clarification on. Olives with his beer?
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but when he starts drinking, he just likes to put olives in his beer. Like, he'll have a cup of olives and he'll just pour his beer on top of it, let it sit, drink the beer, eat the olives.
Is it any beer or is it
It's
like a
whatever
specific
beer he's
beer?
drinking. It's like a martini, but a beer teeny.
A beer teeny. Interesting.
Facebook is skipping for everybody. I wonder what the hell's going on with Facebook streaming here.
And Mac moved over to the Twitch.
She went over TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
TikTok.
Hey, we're also live on Twitch for anybody wondering.
We are live on Twitch. Hey, this is good. It's not good because Facebook probably gets 40 to 50% of our viewers usually, but you should probably be moving over to YouTube or Twitch anywhere, or to TikTok, really. YouTube or TikTok.
It's good that everyone knows where to go to still see us.
That's really good. That's smart.
I like that.
That's a good observation. Bo just now responding to the 37-year-old geezer. I don't know if that's because Facebook was skitching. Skitching.
Wow, you from Weewaw?
We from Weewaw, hit the chicka. So June 28th, Leave It at the Table Fan Day. And we'll have some more details coming out on that for here pretty soon. We're going to shout out our promotional partner over at BassTackleSupply.com. Mitchell Price and I are going to go do some bass fishing this Saturday and Sunday. And you know where I got my stuff from? I got it from BassTackleSupply.com. And when I got the checkout, I gave myself a little love. I did a little self-love. Not the kind that you do when you get out of the shower and nobody's home. This is the self-love where you kind of propriate yourself a little bit. You kind of give yourself some monetary.
You do it after?
Monetary support. Yeah, it's an after shower activity.
Por qué no los dos?
It's an after shower activity. We're talking, of course, about getting dressed, folks. But I used the promo code Leave It when I got the checkout, and man, it was great. It was just awesome. It was just great. So I can't wait for my stuff to get here from BassTackleSupply.com. And the last thing we got to shout out before I can throw this damn clipboard across the room, shout out Chef Ross. The fourth annual Pop's Pig Picking Barbecue. I'm going to have no oxygen left in my fat lungs by the time we actually start this.
I'm glad you're doing all this because I would have not. Pop's Pig Picking.
The fourth annual Pop's Pig Picking Barbecue will be held at the Break Room Saturday, June 14th. Can't see the time from here because I'm 32 years old and I can't see anymore. You guys have the flyer on your television screen. I think it's from 12 to 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. I know that it's at the Break Room, which is located conveniently on the corner of Joan Avenue and North Lagoon Drive. Shout out to all their sponsors and go check out, hosted by Chef Ross Robinson, Pop's Pig Pick and Barbecue, the fourth annual Of course, that is honoring the memory of Chef Ross's late father, who was.
You did throw it.
I told you I was throwing that damn thing. I'm out of oxygen. I'm not kidding. I'm battling my dude. Facebook is off kill here. What's going on?
Go to our YouTube.
Yeah, go check us out on the YouTubes.
Make
Go
sure
check
you're
us out.
subscribed.
That's right, on the TikToks. If you can find us anywhere, do it. I'm getting like messages on Facebook, like Facebook's glitching. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't have Mark Zuckerberg's number.
You're getting all the messages. I'm dry as a bone over here. Good Lord, I just said it. Now everybody's gonna message me.
I think
Lord.
Drew wants to get messaged.
Oh Lord,
Does.
I got you.
it's not good for my mental health.
I got you, Drew.
I get messages so many times throughout the day, and so I'm in a college football dynasty, and a lot of the people that I play with are servers. There's a message. Hey, let me reply with a thumbs up. Yeah.
I will
So-
block you if you send me a fucking
That
thumbs
would have
up.
sent me off the rails.
You want me to poke you?
Like self-love poke or
Whatever you want, big fella.
I don't know.
So I'm
A few
gonna.
more beers.
So most of the people that I play with, they're all servers, and they have off during the day. Well, I work normal business hours. Fast forward, I'm at work, and I'm getting in our group chat. I'm getting blown up. Oh, did you see this? Did you see that? And I'm like, guys, I got to put y'all on mute. Like, I'm getting 70,000 notifications because I've got 2 people going back and forth in a 14 person group. Like, I have other stuff I need to focus on. I can't be with my hands in the air going ding. Oh, they said something. Okay. Because I still get important phone calls and texts throughout the day.
My really weak ADHD is why I don't have a watch that'll give me notifications, because I will literally fall into it as I'm driving. So I usually put my phone like in the seat. It's crazy. But let's talk about terrible Tuesdays over here. I guess I'll let you go first, because I'm texting Drew yesterday and I'm like, okay, I didn't hear anything back from him, but that's pretty standard usually for Drew because he's a bad friend.
During the
So-
day, because I'm working.
Yeah, this was at like
Sorry,
5.
sir.
This was at like 6 o'clock, but still. So I sent Drew these new headphones that we're looking to get for the studio, by the way, which will probably be our first purchase once we do get our first little batch of money.
Chris said his oldest graduated Sunday.
Holy cow! I remember when that kid was born.
Wasn't he he's a military friend of yours?
I actually worked for Chris at CC's Pizza for
Oh,
one of the other worst owners of a place I've ever worked for. Not Chris, but the guy that owned CC's and Rocket Lanes at the time.
And your kids are barely in elementary school.
My kid's about to go to 2nd grade, dog. Like it.
Sheesh.
A realization hit me the other day about Carson. He is older to being a teenager, or closer to being a teenager than he is the day he was born. He turned 7 in August. So
Is Shelby calling you out? It's a Shelby issue.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry, Shelby.
But yeah, so Kyle messages me and I don't respond. And
Again,
then
pretty standard.
probably about maybe an hour and a half later, he messaged me. He goes, "Hey man, just checking in, seeing how you're doing. Hope everything's going well." No, this was at like 8 o'clock at night when he messaged me that, and I said, I replied, "Nope, I just walked in my door to the house. It has not been a fun day at all." Well, yesterday, we did, for anybody who doesn't know, I do window treatments. And we did the window treatments for a beach club up in down one of the beach clubs down 38. Well, they wanted us to be there before they opened at 8 a.m. So we got there at 7 because they didn't want the customers to see progress being made. So I had to be at the office to pick up the van for 6:30. So I started my day clocking in. I'm salary, so unfortunately I didn't get the extra time. But I clocked in at 6:30. Drove, got done with everything, went back to the office, did my morning meeting, and I had one job. Had 2 jobs for the day. First job was supposed to be 2 hours long. Just 7 shades. Well, the first shade I go to put up, the homeowner is watching me, sitting on the couch, watching me do it, which is already nerve-wracking as it is. But I put the shade up, and then the homeowner goes, "Oh, I thought it was going to be further back, like flush in the window." And I said, "Oh, well, this is how we normally do it." Blah blah blah. And they were like, "Well, can you push it back?" And I said, "Yeah, well, yeah, I can take care of that because you have a lot. The window depth was good." So I pulled the shade down, pushed it back, put the shade back up, and they were like, "Oh, it's still not flush. Can you push it back any further?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got more room." Pulled it down, pushed it back, put it back up. Well, this went on about 4 or 5 more times until they decided that it was too far back. It was too far back and wanted me to move it back to the one I had previous. So I put it up. Took me 45 minutes to do one shade when the whole job was supposed to take me 2 hours. Well, then I get going, and these shades are battery operated. Well, I realized that all of my I realized that my shades were supposed to be only 8 batteries per shade. Well, I open up the first one, it's 16 batteries per shade. Well, I didn't have enough batteries in the van. So then I had to drive to the warehouse to go find batteries. I'm out of batteries in the warehouse. So then I've got to drive to Walmart mid-install, drive to Walmart, go buy a whole handful of batteries. Had a gentleman comment because I'm pulling big boxes of D batteries off the shelf, and a guy looks at me and goes, Shelby. She texts me and goes, "Here's a message." There's... I'm pulling a bunch of boxes of D batteries off the shelf, and a guy goes, "Oh, you need a lot of batteries, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I just hope I got enough." Walked away. I get back, install everything. Homeowners, like I'm moving couches, moving furniture. Homeowners just standing there watching me do all of this, and I'm just like, oh my God. If I break anything, if I disturb anything, like they're gonna throw a fit. Well, thankfully, they didn't point too many things out. Everything went fine. All was well. I was supposed to be at my next job between 11:30 and 12:30. I left the first job at 1:30.
Goodness.
Still hadn't had lunch. And if you know anything about me, I get a little hangry.
Just a little.
Just a little bit. Especially whenever I'm getting frustrated at stuff. So then I'm frustrated with the homeowners. I'm frustrated with not having batteries. I'm frustrated with it taking so long. I know I've got a long day. I've already been at work since 6:30. So I go and I stop at a Sefco, pick up 2 little rollers because I'm like, I don't have enough time to stop and really get anything. I got to get to my next job. So all I've had to eat before that point was a sausage biscuit. End up getting to my next job. I walk in. There's painters, there's movers, there's designers, and I have a whole bunch of drapes. And drapes take longer than a normal shade. So just under normal circumstance. But now I've got furniture in my way. They had all the outdoor furniture inside because they were pressure washing the house, so they moved everything inside. There were painters in every room that I went to. There were designers that were telling movers to put stuff in different places. So, and then on top of it all, like stuff just wasn't doing right. And I called my boss and I'm like, "Hey, is there any way like you could come give me a hand for a little bit?" And he was like, "Well, I've got a meeting at 2 and at 3:30, and the 3:30 meeting is going to last until 5. So see how far you get and then let me know." Well, 5 o'clock rolls around and I'm looking around going, I still have like 2 more rooms to do. And there's no way I'm going to get this done anytime soon. And so I was like, if he could come for 10 minutes, just anything, it would be greatly appreciated. He shows up about 30 minutes later, helps me knock out a whole bunch of stuff, and then he's got to dip out because he had a dinner plans. Well, I end up leaving the job site at 8 p.m. and that's in the work van. That was in Seaside. Still had to drive to Santa Rosa to go by the warehouse to make sure nothing was left outside, and then back to the office, which is off of 393, to get into my truck and go home. I was getting in my truck at 8:15 to go home, and I had shown up there at 6:30. Get home, forgot that I had told my neighbor that I would help him move a love seat from his garage into the house, which took 5 minutes. Ended up getting 2 beers out of it. But kind of funnily enough, he's an LSU fan as well. He's from South Louisiana. But he goes, "Hey, you want a beer for the road?" I'm like, "Alan, I'm going next door." He goes, "You want one for when you get home?" And I was like, "Sure, let's do it." So I walk in the door, and I've got 2 beers in my hand, and Michaela looks at me. She goes, "Did you stop and get beer on the way home?" I said, "Yeah, I stopped, got a 12-pack. This is all I got left." She goes, "No, you didn't." I said, "No, I helped Alan move love seat inside, and this was my payment." And she goes, "Oh, okay." She had already had dinner made, a beer like sitting on the table for me because she
Wow.
knew I was there.
Look at
She
Drew.
made my lunches for the rest of this week, and I was like, "Man,
All right, Michaela, what's his
this
name?
is." I was like, "Man, this is how like the men used to live. I think I could get used to this." She goes, "Nope." And I was like, "Yeah, working 14 hours. I don't know if I could get used to that either. I don't want it." But it was like it was a lot of
How men used to live is crazy.
it was a lot of unforeseen things that happened and how it went down. I wasn't mad at the end of the day. Like I told my boss, I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I was just more mentally tired by that point in time. And it was just how everything went. And I realized this is only happening because Memorial Day's coming right up, because our busiest time.
Land the plane, Drew, Chris says. Good God.
Hey.
He's flying straight towards the towers currently.
This is my mental health episode, and I can land it whenever I want to land it, and I will not let you tell me what to do on my show. So,
Land the plane.
we're gonna land it all right.
Oh my
There ain't no telling where. But yeah, it's just I realized yesterday was one of those days, and it just mentally draining. And by the time that I realized I had messages from Kyle, I had messages like videos, like everybody sends their friends reels and videos stuff to look at. I had my phone.
I just stopped getting Instagram notifications for some reason.
My phone looked like a prepubescent kid. It had so many red dots all over it.
A what kid?
Prepubescent.
Wait, whose FSU helmet is that? No way. Go. Uh-oh. Go what? Go Hogs. Oh, woo pig. Woo pig? Is that what they say?
Yeah. That's it.
They say LSU?
That's
Oh, okay,
LSU.
okay. That's Drew's LSU helmet.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not
They're-
going to hit that
the-
too many times because it's
You're liable to
known
get a
to fall.
concussion sitting underneath.
by my
Really,
own-
Danielle's in the more dangerous spot because that's the one that has fallen more recently.
What's another concussion?
What's
honestly?
a-
What's another one?
You want to tell us about your Tuesday? Are you done landing the plane
Yeah, that was it.
on the runway? I lost track. I was starting to think about dinner. I'm just kidding. Oh, tell
Thanks,
us about
guys.
your
Oh,
Tuesday.
My Tuesday, it was a short flight. compared to Drew's?
Short flight.
One thing I will say, when you own a business, you have to be mindful of how you talk to your employees.
We are 100% getting into that.
100%.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when an owner at a job that I was working yesterday called me like a dog, and I don't mean just like, hey, come on, blah, blah. I mean, come on.
Slapping
like,
the hip?
like slapped the leg and like told me to come on over. Oh my God. I got so mad. My blood pressure got so high. My arms started going numb.
This was in the back, right? Not in front of people.
No, this was in front of other managers and people.
Customers, you said.
Yeah, customers and managers and other employees that were working there. And not only was my direct manager embarrassed, but like everyone else around was embarrassed.
And this was not a manager. This was
an owner.
This was an owner.
An owner.
You see, I have to be careful the way I address this. Business owners / managers in 2025 are continuously confused as to why they can't get people to work for them, why people won't work for them, why they cannot find employees.
Interesting you say that.
And you have to treat people, I won't even say with respect. You
Just
don't
like a decent human being.
You just have to not treat them with disrespect, and people will people need money, people need jobs, people want to go to
And
work.
You need people to run your job.
I don't think anybody expects to go to work every day and not be stressed out in some capacity. If you're expecting that, then I mean, God bless you. You have an incredible job.
Right.
Thanks.
But yeah, I know that's not true. I actually did. I listened to the entire plane ride. I joined the Mile High Club. I almost took the camera off me.
I zoned out a little bit.
Yeah, I took my edible before the flight, and that was a long Ambien flight. No, dude, but it's just par for the course, man. People don't realize like how bad that a toxic owner / manager can be for a job, and to just use this as a segue, when you're stressed out at work, when your stress at work goes beyond the limitations of your job, like when you're worried about the people you work with or the people you work for, which is even worse, your mental health is going to deteriorate in a bad way.
That's why you need boundaries.
Yep.
Big time.
Absolutely. KK coming in on YouTube saying that the hard days make you appreciate the easy days.
And I will say that's 100% true, because for my job, yeah, I'll have days where I get off at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, but those are few and far between. Every day last week, I was done at 4.
Right.
So it's one of those where we couldn't find people to schedule last week, but now that it's Memorial Day week, everybody's like, oh yeah, we're coming into town. We want our stuff done, have our house ready. And it's just boatloads of people calling and asking and stuff to do. So yes, 100%. The hard days make you appreciate the easy days and realize when I first started the job, I didn't take the easy days like I do now, because whenever I would get off early, I would stand around and I'm like, hey, do you need, I would ask the office girls, hey, do you need help with this? Do you need help with that? Just trying to find stuff to do, because I felt guilty leaving at 3, leaving at 4, whenever they had to stay till 5. But now I'm like, a year in, I'm going, oh, I'm done at 4. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening. See you guys tomorrow. And I'm gone, because I've done with all my work.
Yeah. It's man, I recently started a new job, and I don't want to, like, I've been doing this death by PowerPoint thing. That's just what we call it. I'm having to take a 40-hour course to get a certain license that's required for this job, and it all involves, I'm sitting in a conference room by myself, on a computer, and it's, from 8 to 5, you get 2 15-minute breaks and an hour lunch. So basically, for 6.5 hours, staring into the heart and soul of a PowerPoint presentation that has just been absolutely brutal. And I know desk jobs, they say, desk job employees rather have a higher depression rate. And I'm literally 4 days in, and I know that not every day is going to be like this. I'm somebody who requires human interaction. I've just been in customer service so long that I've got to have interaction. Now, some days I'm sure that I'll be looking back like, damn, I wish I could just sit down in front of a PowerPoint presentation today. But, dude, I've been sitting in this conference room doing this PowerPoint thing. I'm on, today was day 4, and I'm at 80%. I have a short day tomorrow because I'm heading to Tally for Tyler's graduation. So I'm hoping to finish by midday Friday. and then I am never looking back. I say, I'm just, dude, I've been sitting in this office, in this conference room, in front of this computer, and it's just like, there's nobody to talk to. There's nobody to interact with. You can get up and go out there and say hi to everybody, but then you're away from what you're supposed to be doing, and then it prolongs it. So I'm just sitting down there like alone with myself, alone with my thoughts. I'm like, this kind of sucks. And here's me bitching about my new job 3 days in.
It wouldn't be a job if you weren't bitching about it 3 days in.
That's true.
I'm sure I'll be the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, if you're not doing what you love, jobs can be hard. And there are very few people in this world that I believe people will tell you, oh, I love my job. Very few people truly love their job.
YouTube is sketchy too. Rachel told me that YouTube and TikTok are kind of buffering. I'm making an executive decision, Drew. You can stop me if I'm wrong. Starting next week, YouTube and TikTok only. Maybe Twitch. We'll just run on those three.
Okay.
And instead of spam sending the Facebook link, I'll copy and paste the YouTube link and send it to everybody.
And instead, because is it a Streamlabs thing that's trying to spread to 45 different things?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a higher volume. I know that some of these issues didn't start until we started on TikTok.
Maybe it's TikTok.
So maybe it's TikTok kind of bogging it down. I don't know. I mean, not a lot of viewers are coming in from TikTok, so maybe I'll try.
Well, Kenny's on there right now.
He is. But I don't know if some of those people are only on TikTok because of
the Facebook malfunction.
Yeah. And then YouTube as well. So maybe next week I'll turn TikTok off. We'll see if that fixes the Facebook issue, because Facebook really is just like the easiest place to comment and interact.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, then we'll turn Facebook. We'll figure this out. We're going to figure this out together. You guys want to, like, anything you need to talk about? Anybody in the comments, you want to get anything off your chest? Is something bothering you? Anything? I mean, I don't mean to treat this like a therapy session, but we did plug this as a mental health awareness special. So, I kind of feel like for the first time in a long time, like I feel like I'm on the right track. I'm not going to say that I'm obviously happy in my home life. Like there's nothing there that would cause me not to be. But in my professional life, I do feel like I'm finally on the right track. Just because I made this post on Facebook the other day, and I think some people that work out at the restaurant got a little offended. I'm not really talking about them. I need to be home at night. I need to be home on the weekends. And, excuse me. And truthfully, and again, I speak for myself here, and if anybody disagrees, that's fine. I feel like I need to be leading people at this stage of my life. I'm a veteran. I've got years of customer service experience, and again, this is hard to say about yourself, but I feel like I've always been a natural born leader. So it's weird being this cog in a machine, you know what I mean? And you're going to be that almost anywhere you go, but being a cog that almost feels irrelevant at times. And I feel like I've been given an opportunity, at least I thought twice in the last 5 years, to not be that anymore. 2022, I was offered a manager job at a restaurant out in Port St. Joe, and the owner sucked. The restaurant sucked. The situation sucked, and that didn't last long. It lasted 2.5 months. And I went back out to Angelina's. I'll give them no free ads, but there's your shout out. And then of course when the fire happened, I got hurt, and shout out to the golf shop. They gave me an opportunity. They gave me a job when I really needed one, and I'm not going to talk down on them, but I was kind of when I was hired there, I was given this impression that we were going to be doing this and this and this, and really at the end of it, I just ended up being a social media repair bitch, and I never wanted that. Like it was fine to be part of the job, but that was my job now. And really, at times, I would get in trouble for not having anything on the socials when we had shit coming through the door nonstop. Like, hey, I'm supposed to be doing, like, I don't know what you want me to do. I just kind of got tired of that, and so I went back out to the restaurant. So, God, from a professional standpoint, I would love for this one to work out to where I can make my money and be home by like 6 o'clock with my family and be off on the weekends and just have that finally, like to do this show on Wednesdays was an inconvenience. It really, I don't want to say an inconvenience, but it was hard to plan around this and the Know It All podcast because like for this, I would have to take almost a whole day off because you don't like just because shift changes at 4:30 at a restaurant, that doesn't mean you're getting off at 4:30.
Yeah.
That means you're done taking tables at 4:30. You might not walk out of there till 5:30. So I couldn't work Wednesdays. If we were going to record the Know It All podcast at night, it was the same situation. So I would have to take off whatever day we were going to do that. And it's just, it would be nice to have something that brings in some money where I don't have to worry about that. And I hope that this is it. I will tell you this much. Obviously, I've only been there for like 4 days, I guess you could say. And the people seem awesome. The people just seem great there. So I'm excited. I'm optimistic. And God, I would just love this to work out. If not, we'll do another one of these episodes and we'll talk about my latest spiral. So that's just kind of what's been going on in my head. Let you inside baseball there. Also, the Reds suck, so I'm not getting no enjoyment from the sports world.
I think the sports world sucks for everybody.
It's tough.
Especially this year.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I've seen a couple things interesting football wise, but I won't go too far into that. But
R.I.P. Jim Irsay.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jim Irsay. What does Brian do for work? Because he said it's more of the mental burnout than the physical, especially in his profession.
Brian, aren't you? I believe Brian is a corrections officer.
Oh.
Which is
that sounds physical as well.
That is a thankless job. I do not do it, but I have multiple friends that do, and I will tell you from talking to them, that is a dangerous, thankless job. So shout out to Brian Graham, shout out to Kenny Johnson, and shout out to all the other correctional officers. That is a tough job.
Both of my professional careers was bringing me down.
Dude, the Army was just that was a pit of mental people. Someone just asked me the other day, orientation actually at my job, my first day, they said, what did you learn in the or what did you get from what did you get from your military experience was the way the question was. I said, I learned how to mop and I got mental depression.
Learned how to mop.
I learned how to mop. I can mop the shit out of a floor. I'm just letting you know. Did Danielle finish her Tuesday story? I think that was kind of...
I did. She called me like a dog, and I walked out, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah, like she said, it was the short flight.
It was a short flight. Wasn't the detour version.
Drew flew from LAX to New York City. Yeah. My boy went to Guam.
I just went to Atlanta and back.
It was a long day yesterday.
Short flight.
That sucks, man. I will say this, and I don't. It's nice to know that I'm gonna get off at 5 o'clock at this job. Like I'm in there yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yesterday or the day before? I'm in there and I'm still packing up at like 5 after 5, and the human resources lady comes in and goes, "Hey, you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just packing up." She goes, "Okay, just so you know, we walk out the door at 5 o'clock." I'm like, oh,
sick.
Oh, I love you. I almost told her I loved her on my first
Not
day.
a minute later.
Yeah, the first time I ever, so I worked in a restaurant for a couple years, and then got a regular Monday through Friday job. And it was like the first night, a client, we were doing physical therapy. I was working at a physical therapy office, and one of the last clients came in late for their last visit. And so the front desk lady, she was like, "Hey, do you mind sticking around, hanging out for a little bit? And do you mind sticking around for a little bit? I know it's going to be after 6:30, and your scheduled time is to be out at 6:30. Is it okay if you hang out for a little bit?" And I'm like, you want me to stay past 6:30 and you're calling it a late night, I'm normally like an hour into my shift right now serving tables. Like, this is nothing. I'll still make it home in time for dinner. But it's a totally different mindset going from restaurant to a Monday through Friday, and I'm excited for you to experience that.
I'm still going to work on Sunday nights out of the restaurant through the end of July, just to kind of make some extra money, have a little cushion, because we had that cushion, and then this happened. The old knee ski got me down, and savings account was gone. So like to build that back up a little bit. Gonna work next weekend, Thursday through Sunday, for all the girls are going to Gulf Coast Jam. So
Somebody got to work.
somebody's got to work.
Somebody's got to work.
I mean, that's a easy,
I got
couple hundred a night.
I got 2 tickets for sale if anybody needs them.
I think. Stand by. Remind me. Send me a message. I know I have you do that all the time, but send me a message so I'll remember to mention something to you. I think the girls are looking for tickets.
I got 2.
Were they given to you?
No, I bought them.
Oh, you just don't want to go?
So we bought tickets because it's Tyler Childers and Red Clay Strays. Love Tyler Childers. Yes, I look like him. And Red Clay Strays, one of my favorite bands. Actually found them locally through Dave Hayes.
Nice.
Before they made it big, they were playing in like the Songwriters Festival in Panama City.
I remember you telling me.
And ended up finding them there. And I started listening, and I'm like, I kind of like these guys. So I started looking them up, started adding them to my usual rotation, and now I love them.
Shout out James Harris, subscribing over on YouTube.
But yeah, we bought the tickets late last year, whenever they first started announcing everybody and all that, and then like 3-4 months later, Michaela's best friend decides of all weekends to get married back in Tennessee that weekend. So we and it's a Saturday wedding, and Tyler Childers and Red Clay Strays play on Saturday. Because I was gonna try and figure out how I could stay here as long as possible, go and then go up there, then come back. But it's all on a Saturday, and there's no way I could make that happen.
Yeah, I agree with ADHD Acres. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. I don't know how many people we've got watching, but
I love that guy.
He's awesome.
He is our number one.
I wonder how I make him a mod. How do I make him a mod?
Yeah,
on YouTube. That's what I need to do.
We need him back in the studio. Not for Hot Ones, but we need him back in the studio.
No, because that man made me feel so small that night.
Dog.
And that's hard to do.
But yeah, I've got I got to send you that message saying 2 tickets.
Yeah, 2 tickets, GCG.
To paradise. Sorry.
Anybody else got anything else? Because, I mean, I just want to do another little shameless plug here for a few things. We're going to do June 28th, Fan Appreciation Day for Leave It at the Table. Are we here for therapy? Absolutely, yes. AG. Absolutely, AG.
Every, unbeknownst to y'all, we've said it multiple times, but unbeknownst to y'all, every episode of this is therapy for me and Kyle.
Absolutely.
It's a time to unplug from the rest of the world and plug into you guys and just having fun and plug in. This is going to sound weird, but plug into each other. And
pause.
and just
give me one margarita.
I'll be back. So, but this whole show is therapy for Kyle and I.
Somebody asked me today. I handed out a few of these little business cards that I have, because I always try to get people here, and they're like, "What's your show about?" And I'm like, "Absolutely nothing." Like there's tonight we're talking mental health. Next week, I don't know what we'll be talking about.
Holy crap!
Let's get a couple of these comments in real quick. Bo Green says, "Family is very important. I love being at home every night with my wife and kids, and off on weekends with the kids. Then he truly loves his softball time." That's just a. That's just. I mean, it's something you can't trade for. Here come the comments. All of a sudden, something must have happened.
I think they're all. I think it's really behind because we're just now getting Brian Graham saying corrections.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think they're just really behind.
Shout out Kelly Guillory coming in with a try working 24 to. Is it Guillory, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not a fucking idiot.
Yeah, no,
okay.
you said it right.
Okay. She says that try working 24 to 60-hour shifts. It will beat you up. Just ask Danielle how hard it is on everyone in the family.
Yeah, she'll be gone for like 2-3 days.
She's EMS, right?
Yeah, she's a captain paramedic.
Jeez.
Yeah, and
Captain. What's the difference in
Like
a
high
captain,
ranking,
paramedic, and a paramedic?
so you have captain, you have lieutenant, or you have your paramedic, your lieutenant, your captains, and your chiefs.
Oh.
Just like in military, how you have different
Yeah.
ranks.
It's still paramedics, but you have different
She has more
jobs and
responsibility,
responsibilities. Okay.
Basically, yeah, pretty
So
much.
it's hard for her not to bring work home. Impossible.
The stories, I could tell y'all stories for days. There's one time my mom came home. It was a few years ago. Smelled terrible. I was like, oh my God, what is that smell in the garage? She had to take her clothes off because she had picked up this man who had been dead for a hot minute. Like he was on his side, all his blood pooled to one side. So when they rolled him over, his skin sloughed off.
Oh my God.
And it like sloughed off on her clothes, and it was just the smell of death. And it was just so gross.
Yikes.
That's awful.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah,
That is
Just shout out to your mom and shout out to the rest of the paramedics and first responders
Yeah.
that
I think this is First Responder Appreciation Week, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Yeah.
And they did some wild stuff this week for like gifts.
Yeah.
My mom, she got a cup as like a gift from a company. I won't say the company.
No free ads.
But I frequent there often. It's interesting the way it is, the way it's shaped. It has like this little shallow top on the top part.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, what is this, like a can koozie thing? No. It's a cup, and on the top is a grinder. And I was like, they gave this to first responders, like for EMS? I was like,
hey, they got to
they
decompress.
gave them something they can't even use?
They got to decompress at some point.
Oh, yeah. They
I was
can't.
like, I just thought that was wild.
Scott and Walker were EMTs for a while, and they would just tell me stories of, like, dude, there's no way. I couldn't.
Oh, there's so many stories.
I couldn't.
So many.
Like,
I mean, there's been times in high school where she's picked up many of my friends.
I don't know what David's talking about there. Probably
Red Clay Strays.
Oh, okay. Right. That's so far back.
Yeah.
We're far behind on these comments, guys. So if we're not reading comments, that's why. So sorry. Love you. Adam Goff, I don't know when he typed it, but I got to read it. He says, hello, my name is Adam Goff, and I'm an addict. I'm addicted to the Reds, and they only bring me physical and mental pain. I don't want meds. I don't like street drugs. How does one cope with this sort of toxic relationship?
Meds.
Let me tell you about the Cincinnati Reds for just a minute. It's like
You become a fan of a better team until they become good.
putting the Cincinnati Reds into words. I go back to another Daniel Tosh reference. He's talking about rooting for the Dolphins, actually, ironically enough, because Tosh is a Miami fan. Rooting for the Reds is like getting tested for an STD.
Okay.
Like you look at it and you're like, you got a chance to win, but you know you don't.
50-50.
Like you don't deserve to win. Truthfully,
You don't deserve to be clean.
yeah. Like rooting for the Reds is it is pain. It is just not good, and I would highly suggest not doing it. Matter of fact, if you're a Reds fan, you need to keep in mind that you can call or text 988 at any time, day or night. Suicide crisis hotline. That's a real thing, by the way. 988. Anonymous. You can get help.
Well, just sleep well at night knowing that the Dolphins will be better than the Saints this year.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
Or we will equally suck.
You have a quarterback.
That's true.
I know that we play each other this year, so we're going to do something for that.
It's what, the 24th?
David Hayes coming in with the old extension cord emoji.
Oh, my God. David, I love you.
Oh, David spent a few nights over at the Blue Top Waffle Shop. Love him. He got plugged in.
I'm the one who picks up the inmates when they are sick or injured. Approximately a third of my patients have behavioral issues, and are
At a breaking point. So I get it.
We do need a call-in line, Chef Ross.
we had one at one point, but that was very problematic.
You have to have somebody to screen the call, essentially.
We're not going immediate live with just what up.
We could. I mean, because we could. We have a Bluetooth function on
Yeah.
here. We could get a burner phone, and we could have. By the way, I think that's gonna include Jeffrey being back in studio, so we'll have an extra hand. So I actually have somebody to switch these damn cameras around so that I don't have to. Which
You're
would
not
be,
constantly looking over.
this would be awesome because I forget where I put everything, so I have to like look at it. I can focus 100% on the show. He can moderate the comments. Anyway, having him would allow him to screen those calls and put them on the Bluetooth if they're worth it.
I hear an Ezra.
Yep, my kids are home.
I'm just listening to him in the background.
Yeah.
It's like white noise.
At some point, it does become. I've been here enough times. It does become white noise.
He's doing really well. Dude. You talk about like small wins in life. The speech and occupational therapy and the early steps intervention that we've put Ezra through is I enjoy watching this show. Damn, my God. Oh my God. Back to back.
Sure.
Back to back with the love. I'm gonna have to read those in a second before I cry.
Thanks, double BGs.
But we've got Ezra.
BGs.
Oh my God.
We got double BGs and double DGs.
Yeah. Want to use black now though. That's cool. Congratulations, Drew.
Word.
That is true.
Of course.
Congratulations to all the gingers.
Okay, yeah.
All the redheads out
all
there?
redheads. Yeah,
You became a new race.
yeah. I think that's
I've got a.
you have a world of music open to you now. You know that? Like you can.
I've got a guy who I affectionately call my brother, but he is black. Debo. I've talked about him
Yeah.
before.
He's got like 6 names, right?
DeAndre Elijahwan Rashay Markel Davis.
Yeah, 5 names. There you
That's
go.
his
No exaggeration.
That's his full name.
government name.
Yeah.
Like on his birth certificate.
Yes. So
Drew just calls him black,
no, I called him Debo. I call him Debo,
which is probably worse anyway. Get on it.
That's what he's been called. Yeah, that's what he's been called since he was a kid. So I met him freshman year of high school, playing football. We became really good friends, and we've still stayed in touch. He was actually in my wedding, and I'm actually going to be in his wedding next year. Well, whenever I saw a video talking about gingers being black now, I sent it to him. I said, I told you I've always been your brother. And he goes, much love. I've always known it to be true. So it's definitely it's interesting. I had another ginger come up to me at softball the other night, and he goes, I ride for my motherfucking ginger. I was like, oh, all right, we're gonna test the limits here, okay?
Oh, man. That's a sweet message too. My goodness. All right. Getting some heartfelt stuff sent over. Brian Graham says, Kyle, you might get annoyed with me, but I enjoy watching this show. Bo follows it up immediately. The double BGs back to back. I really want to say I honestly mean it. I really love watching you guys and watching y'all grow in the show. And I'm proud to call you guys friends. And I love watching you guys. You guys are going to make me cry.
Hey.
I love that people love watching us. I love that people look forward to this every week. And honestly, this is just so good. I don't know. Like, we kind of thought we had something when we started this thing up almost a year ago.
Yeah.
But, dude, this is just...
So I didn't say this to you in the moment, but like you said, we kind of thought we had something. We weren't 100% sure because, I mean, at the top right where it says viewers, like, we didn't have the sustained number of viewers that we wanted.
Right.
And we didn't know how to quantify or how to push different things out there, but slowly but surely that number is growing and growing and growing. And also, the phone call last week with the help, the
Yeah.
fund, the help. This is where I didn't talk to you about, but my first reaction was, do we deserve it? How did we get this? How did we get here? And then the more that I've spent, I go out like spam sending to different people. Back-to-back weeks I've gone to softball and had people, hey, I really enjoyed the episode last week, blah, 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 this and that. And I'm like, hey. And they're like, yeah, I just wish Facebook wouldn't skip. Hey, pull up your phone, pull up YouTube for me. I've gotten like 5 or 6 subscribers just strictly from, hey, pull up your phone, pull up YouTube, I got you. Now you're subscribed, and you'll get all notifications as soon as we go live.
Yep.
It's very heartwarming. Almost sounds like heartwarming, but heartwarming. Knowing that people genuinely care and want to watch us. Like I said at the very beginning of the show, 2 idiots running this show, 2 idiots in a dream.
That's it.
That's what
What's
we
the dream?
That's what I was that should be the show.
Two idiots with a dream. My God. Rebranding at the 1 year mark. Rebranding at the 1 year mark.
Oh, Dave says that was for when y'all were talking about plugging into each other.
I completely read that off kilter then.
So did I.
Because it came in at the wrong time. However, still hilarious.
Oh, love you, Dave.
Love Dave to death. Man, this is just beyond expectation, beyond reality. But man, I'm happy to be here every week, every Wednesday, soon to be Thursdays, starting on June 12th.
Can't wait to see where we go from here.
And it's just, there's only one direction.
Up.
And that, that is up.
It's not right.
It's not watermelon sugar. It's not that. That's what makes you beautiful. One direction is up.
I can't say the joke that I was.
That's just a
thinking.
Harry Styles joke, right? Harry Styles is just watermelon sugar. That's not even a One Direction song.
Yeah, it's just.
So I just completely botched that. That's just Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Watermelon sugar.
Rest in peace.
You like watermelon now?
I've always liked watermelon.
Okay.
I told you I've always been. I can't even say it with a straight face.
You had to define it. Could have just been a subliminal. Now we're canceled. I got to give a shout out to Jerry Hicks watching as well.
Cancel before we started.
Shout out to Jerry Hicks. Speaking of cancel us, shout out James Harris watching over on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing.
Jerry.
Jerry from the golf shop.
What are you shouting out Jerry for?
Sent me a lovely little message.
All right, let's hear it.
I don't know if I should read that. I don't know if this is meant for just me or not.
Well, I'm your podcast partner.
It says, brother,
Show
things
partner.
will work out. You know me by now. I love working with people wherever I am. With your people skills, you will be successful. Hang in there. Never let owners or managers try to change your personality.
That a kid.
I love that man. Just a great guy. Yeah. Top to bottom. I'm ready to go fish. Lake Seminole. Invite me up. Anything else tonight, guys? Are you guys ready to... Anything you want to leave at the table, Danielle?
I will say,
Go ahead. Get in there.
and this is for everyone, if you think you're handling things pretty well, 90% of the time you're probably not.
Yeah.
All it takes is one very, very small minor inconvenience to just everything you've been bottled up to explode, and you hit rock bottom and eventually end up in timeout. And I see a few people in the comments, they're like, oh, I'm in therapy. That's great. I think everyone needs to be in therapy. I go once a month. I think it should be free for everyone. Everyone needs it. Just a stranger to talk to. Don't be afraid to burden your friends either, because that's what they're for.
That's what they're supposed to be for.
Just sit there and trauma dump if you need to. And if they have a problem with it, they weren't really your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. If anyone in the comments ever needs anyone to talk to, I'm sure any one of us three will welcome you with open arms. If you just ever need to call, leave a voicemail, send a big long message, whatever it is. As Kyle has already said, I may not respond immediately, but I will get back to you. If you ever just need someone to listen, please reach out.
Absolutely. At all times. I mean, anytime, day or night. I mean, obviously, I sleep overnight usually, so I may not get back to you till the next morning, but I mean,
You'll be the first person he responds to.
if you have my address, show up.
Yeah.
I mean it. I've, life is not easy, man. It is.
It is very hard.
I do not think it was designed to be that way. I think that it was. You're supposed to have challenges. You're supposed to have trials and tribulations. All that's in the Bible. That's I'm a believer. That's the way the world was wired.
As they say, whenever you have a kid, it takes a village.
It does.
I truly believe it takes a village to become an adult, to be an adult, to live as an adult. That's why people are so drawn to one another, friendly or compatibly. Like, it's at the end of the day, like, lean on each other. And that's really what I love about the comments is everybody is helping each other.
Yeah.
And that's what we need more of in today's world, rather than, oh, you said this, so I don't like you, or you think this way, so I don't like you. No, like
We can just agree to disagree.
we're all in the same world. We all have our own problems. We're here to help lift each other up. Let's all work together to make a better world.
We are the world. We are the children.
And it does go to say the people you surround yourself with definitely have a big impact on your day-to-day life. Every day. I mean, if you have someone whose sky is always falling, your sky is always going to be falling.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to be in a bad mood because you're always being put in a bad mood.
Or
surrounding yourself with people.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm so sorry. But to add to that, or people that don't care when your sky is falling.
Yeah, very true. Yes, I've
It's
dealt
what I
with
was
a
gonna
lot
add.
of that as well.
If your sky is falling, you need to make sure you have the right people around you at all times. Mm-hmm. Circles are meant to be small. They're I've always kind of used this expression, Drew, that like I have a lot of buddies, but I've only got a few really close friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends.
Yep. Like I've got people that absolutely I would have a beer with that guy. Absolutely. But the people that I keep close are, you guys are my people. And I anytime, anywhere you need anything, you need to talk. And that includes you. We've become tight over the last year. Mm-hmm. I'm always here. And one of the things that's really hard to learn as you get late in life is that it's kind of unfair to expect. Well, no, I'm sorry. You're told that it's unfair to expect you out of other people, but I think that's bullshit. I think that if I consider you close enough to always be there for you, I feel like I should be able to expect the same.
I agree.
You give what you receive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And kind of funny, you were talking about us being close. I as I was texting you last night about my day, I was also texting Myers as well. And Michaela sees me like over here typing up a novel, and she was like, "Who are you texting?" Like, Kyle. And she was like, I was like, "Oh, I get to see him tomorrow." And she was like, she was like, "Oh, so you get to see your boyfriend tomorrow?" I was like, "He's not my boyfriend. He's my best friend." And she goes,
No, I mean, that's not.
and she goes, well, I thought Josh was your best friend. I was like, he is. She goes, well, I thought Chase was your best friend. I'm like, he is.
Yeah.
So those are my dudes. Like I've got, like you said, I've got a bunch of friends. I've got a bunch of people I'd have beers with, but I've only got a couple guys that I'm like, if I need something, I'm calling on you.
Yeah. That's why I'm so excited for you to meet Mitchell Sunday. Like, beyond words, just head over heels. I cannot wait. Because, dude, just like, we went through so much in the Army together. We can quote, it'd be the worst thing in the world to watch, like, any of the following movies, like the South Park movie, Step Brothers, The Other Guys, or The Campaign. Do not watch any of those movies with us, because you will not hear any dialogue from the movie, because we will be quoting the whole movie the whole time. But that's just my boy, man. And ADHD Acres, Kyle McAlpin, Brian Graham, they can vouch that we his last name is Price, so we called ourselves the Price is Right.
And that's always, it always amazes me how people become best friends and how you meet someone and all of a sudden you're just like, holy crap.
Oh, it's not
It's like we just met, but all of a sudden it feels like I've talked to you for 10 years.
Yeah.
And especially whenever it's the military, whenever it's, because you're literally going in knowing no one, and you just have to bond with, how many's in a battalion? Like
Oh, God.
20,
The
30.
battalion's probably like a couple hundred.
But in your squad,
In your
you
unit,
have, in your
whatever.
unit, you've probably got 14, 15.
It's yes. We'll just, to not step on your argument, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, but you've got to bond with those, and you're not. The army doesn't care about your personality and say, oh, this guy's personality and this guy came from this area, so they're gonna match well. It's like, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. You're gonna go over here, and you're gonna go over here. You just have to bond with whoever they put you with, and it's just crazy the way that things come to fruition at a work environment as well. And it's just like, it's crazy the dynamics of being a village and becoming your village and making your village to tie in. It's just very, very interesting in my whenever you sit down and like think about it. To me it's very interesting on how it all plays out for your own personal village.
It's like you just pick a random person. It's like, all right, that's you.
Yeah.
You're going to be the person I complain to every day.
Dude, I am a latcher.
Me.
But
But I'm also an open book. I'll tell everyone anything.
Yeah. I will find somebody and I will put 100% of myself in. And I will say, like, if they don't give it back, I will start to slowly pull out. If I had done that 6 years ago, life would be a lot different.
I'm just sorry for you.
Only because you made the face.
I'm just sorry for you that I don't respond in a timely manner. Because I know you throw a lot at me when things are happening, but
I think you know by now that if I actually was bothered by that, I would bring it up in a much more serious sense.
yeah.
I also have that problem where I'm very very not good at keeping my mouth shut. When I feel like somebody should be giving me more than they are, I will tell them.
Same.
And that's why my circle's so small.
It's definitely why my circle's so small. I can tell you the people I thought I would be best friends with for years. I am not.
Happens fast.
It's very quick.
You know what else is important? And so we're dragging a little bit. Not really. We said an hour and a half usually, right? That's what we say. When you have kids, you want the people in your circle to be involved with your kids. Mm-hmm. Whether that's just like, obviously they weren't here tonight, but every time, like when you guys got here, but every time Drew comes over, it's so fucking cool to me that he goes to my kids and he screws with Carson. He picks up Ezra. Those little things, bro, I'm telling you right now, like they mean the world. They mean more than I could even quantify into words. And I've got buddies that I'm not sure can name my kids.
Who's Ezra?
Who? Yeah. Who's that? Yeah. Who's Ezra? Golly, deep dive there. That's been a while. Been a while into the old Who's Ezra thing. But
yeah, I came over early early last week, and I'm sitting on the couch and we're just watching baseball. Ezra gets up from his nap. He comes into the room. Kyle's sitting right next to me. He walks to me and like basically jumps in my lap and wants to sit there and fall asleep.
That's because he sees
While
Dad
I'm
every day.
But I'm sitting there and I'm going.
he's never seen a ginger before.
I'm looking over at Kyle and I'm going.
Soft day. I like that.
I'm looking over and I'm going. He came to me. Okay. I always try to make it a point to acknowledge anytime I'm around my friends' kids. I try to make it a point to acknowledge them, because at the end of the day, like, yes, I'm friends with their parents, but I still I remember as a kid, the people who came over and acknowledged me, how great that made me feel as a kid.
It kind of makes you feel like family
Exactly. It made
instead of just friends.
yeah.
That's I think that's the I don't want to say the goal, but yeah, like that's where you want to get. Like I want my friends at my kids' birthday parties because like when I let you in, like you're my sister,
Yeah.
you're my brother. Like that's what it's the kind of thing I see people all the time, and this is completely off the rails, but people get their kids involved in their like personal relationships way too soon, and it's like, dude, to the kids, like I want when you meet people that are associated with daddy, like I want you to know that they're not just like these people are an important part of my life, and I want my friends to know that the same about my kids. Like my kids are my life.
Yeah.
So if my kids can't be important to you, then you can't be important to me. And so that's why, like, I invite you'll get an invite this year. I invite my friends to my kids' parties. I invite my kids or my friends to everything that we do for these kids, and it's it's important, and it's hard to put into words what it means when you see old Drew come up with, he ain't got no kids or nothing. It almost looks weird at first, Big old redhead coming out of the car, getting out of his truck, holding a little present, coming up to the kids' party. Where's your kid? I don't have one.
Yeah.
A little
Over
creepy.
there?
All right, yeah. I haven't
That
picked
one.
yet. Oh my God, that's bad.
No child is coming to your kid's birthday party ever
Nope.
did.
Oh, this year will be a little bit different.
Oh man.
My gosh. We'll start sending out some Facebook invites
Yeah.
for the cookout on June 28th. Really looking forward to that because I just can't wait to get people here that have supported us since day one, Drew. People that bought our shirts will
We want to give back.
wear your shirt if you can. I know some people they were not gonna shit talk. We're positive notes. We will be looking into getting a new shirt design here pretty soon. So
We have a great idea from El Presidente himself.
is that another one that came from him?
No. From Oh, no. I was saying you as El Presidente.
Oh.
I get
Yeah, we found out the no free ads thing was just a complete ripoff of a show that neither one of us have ever watched.
Yeah.
David Hayes is in here one night and goes, "Did you guys intentionally steal that from Bussin' with the Boys?" I'm like, "What the fuck is Bussin' with the Boys?" And I look it up and I'm like, "Oh, their thing is no free ads." Oh, no, that just happened.
That was just us